The LEGO pirate theme is making a return once again, and this time it's on the high seas of a replica 18th century warship. The Fortuna is a fast-sailing frigate designed as a government-commissioned vessel tasked with hunting pirate ships down, or possibly becoming one. As a true frigate, the Fortuna is equipped with 20 cannons and 2 swivel guns. This set introduces a new pirate faction in the form of the unpredictable Privateers to the LEGO pirate theme. They are capable of aligning with any faction or pursuing their own ventures. Beneath the deck, the ship has multiple colors to hoist, stowed away for whenever they might need to use them, as a false flag or get by military blockades. That is the story and inspiration of this set by the designer Brick Perfection and how it fits in to the overall pirate world. The set comes in at roughly 4,000 pieces, making it one of the largest ships ever attempted in LEGO form. You get a full crew of 20 minifigures, including a new captain, marines, carpenters, and cooks. It genuinely feels like a full crew. On top of that, you've got animals, including a goat, cat, 2 chickens, and a monkey stowaway, which is honestly exactly the kind of fun I love in these pirate sets. On the outside, the hull shaping is incredibly smooth and accurate, using hinged sections and slopes to capture the long, narrow curves of an authentic ship. The color palette does a lot of heavy lifting here too. The dark blue, tan, and gold accents give it that refined naval look without drifting too far into fantasy. The stern in particular is loaded with intricate detailing, and the working gun ports with sliding cannons immediately sell the idea that this ship is built for combat and playability. I can just imagine setting this up alongside the recently released Black Pearl set and creating a diorama of explosions and minifigures swinging to each other's ships in battle. One of my favorite touches is the mast design. The 3-piece masts with standing rigging are incredibly realistic, and the fact that the yards can actually rotate into the wind while minifigures climb the shrouds is showing how much care went into this set. Even the sails are handled in a really interesting way. Instead of featuring cloth pieces increasing price, the designer provides printable sail templates that you can make yourself on textured paper or even have produced on cloth that will perfectly fit the model. It's a very nice collector solution and honestly one of the most unique ideas I've seen on a LEGO ship. I myself prefer seeing the sails up when on display, but I know many of you will be adding those sails, so it's nice to have the option. At the bow, you've got the bronze statue of Liberty colored figurehead. I'm still a little torn on it visually. I love the concept of it being realistic to what the figurehead would actually be made out of, but I almost wonder if an all gold treatment might have blended a little bit better. That said, it definitely gives the ship its own identity. Once you start opening the ship up, that's where the Fortuna really justifies its size. The top deck removes its sections, giving full access to the interior. The minifigures have room to actually stand and move around the deck, which is huge for a realistic ship build like this. Starting at the back, you've got the captain's quarters with a compass and maps and other accessories. Above it is a easily removable flooring piece that has the captain's wheel with the treasure and rear-mounted cannons. You've got a fully realized galley here as well, where the crew prepares food, and there's weapon storage areas and cargo containers as well. One thing I really appreciate is how the cannons are designed to roll back and forth, so the gun flaps can be closed when the ship isn't in combat. That's such a small little detail, but it adds so much to the playability and overall displayability of the set. The anchor system is another standout piece. A selector gearbox lets you raise or lower either anchor independently using the working capstan. And you can actually position minifigures on it so they can turn it. And when switching the gearbox, the anchor can be dropped freely. These are the kinds of features that tell you this ship wasn't just designed to look good. It was engineered with a lot of care to make sure all these things work in unison with one another and aren't just for aesthetics. You also get the removable auxiliary boat for some added playability. And underneath it all, the Technic frame gives the entire model real structural integrity, which is absolutely necessary at this scale. Even the designer has shown videos of himself throwing the set around more than you ever would while displaying or actually playing with it, and it stays together very well. As for the minifigures, the lineup here is very vast. Getting 20 figures with defined jobs makes the ship feel alive in a way most LEGO ships never quite manage, especially the recent Endurance and Titanic. I mean, I get you're not going to get Rose and Jack minifigures in the Titanic, and that it's supposed to be a small replica, but to get a set like this where you can load the mass and rigging with figures working about, I really appreciate that. In total, you get a captain, the captain's daughter, a lieutenant, a midshipman, a boatswain, a cook, sailmaker, carpenter, and then 6 traditional sailors and 5 new Marines. And these are using the previously released torsos that were only available in the minifigure vending machine. They are joined by some animal molds including a goat, a cat, 2 chickens, and 1 mischievous stowaway, a monkey hidden somewhere in the ship. I really do like the inclusion of the captain's daughter as well, which the designer confirmed is to represent the same captain's daughter from the Imperial flagship of 2010. It adds a subtle narrative element without spelling everything out, and it fits perfectly with the privateer idea, as if they've captured her and are holding her for ransom. The mix of sailors and Marines also helps sell that this is a government-commissioned vessel first, and maybe a pirate ship when need be. Or maybe the other way around, depending on how you want to display it. Because you get multiple flags, including the red coat faction, the blue coat faction, and the traditional black and white pirate flag. But somewhere beyond the waters, there is still the Imperial Armada and that new green coat pirate faction introduced in the Thieves of Tortuga set last year. When you compare the Fortuna to past LEGO ships like the Black Sea's Barracuda, the previously mentioned Imperial flagship, the Endurance, and the Black Pearl, I think the continuity is fairly good. With all of them being between 10 and 11 inches wide, the Black Pearl comes in at 26 inches long, the Endurance is 32 inches long, the Imperial flagship at 29.5 inches, the Black Sea's Barracuda at 23, and the new Frigate Fortuna is 32 inches long. That said, it doesn't really try to replace those ships where Barracuda Bay leans into charm and playability, and the Endurance more strictly a display replica like the Titanic was. I think this new ship lands somewhere between the Black Pearl and the Imperial flagship. It has the realism and grounded spirit that the Imperial flagship had, while also having a lot of playability like, say, the Black Pearl does. Now this set is coming in at $350, so at about 4,000 pieces, it comes to about 9 cents per piece, which really is right in line with what LEGO does for non-licensed IP. Certainly a much easier pill to swallow than the recent $380 Black Pearl that only had 2,800 pieces. But again, that is because you're paying Disney for that good old IP license. But this is clearly aimed at adult collectors who want a centerpiece, not a casual pickup for kids to play with on the floor, because make no mistake about it, $350 is still a hefty price tag for a toy, but with the features and minifigures you get as well as the detail and presence, I definitely think it will be one to heavily look into if you're a fan of ships in general. The Privateer Frigate Fortuna is an incredible achievement. From a design standpoint, it might genuinely be the most accurate sailing ship with playability that LEGO has ever produced. The detail, the scale, and the engineering, it's all there, even some added in story elements. That said, I'll be honest, as much as I admire it, I personally struggle with ships of this size. Displaying something this tall and long next to islands, forts, or even El Dorado Fortress can throw the entire balance of a pirate display off. It starts to dwarf everything, but that's just a personal preference thing for me because I'm someone who loves the little ships like the one in the El Dorado Fortress or even the upcoming Sea Serpent. On its own though, it's without a doubt breathtaking and a piece of art. If you've got the space, this is an absolute dream ship. It's not meant to replace smaller vessels, obviously. It's meant to stand alone and command the attention of the room. And for fans who've always wanted a truly realistic and playable LEGO ship, this might be as close as we ever get. Anyways, that's going to do it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.